So I made the same rookie mistake that any movie goer would make, which is going to a movie, falling asleep for parts of it, and then saying, man, that movie was not good. Not counting the fact that every time that I woke up, I was like, who is this person? Man, this movie just seems to be going in circles. What in the world is going on? They just seem to be going back and forth and back and forth. How long is this little girl going to be in this movie before Anya Taylor Joy shows up? Wait, how did Chris have his beard's red? Like, what's happening? Oh, this movie's not good. I don't know if I've ever made a bigger rookie mistake than what I did this last week. I actually saw Furiosa on Monday. I have a group of friends who are movie reviewers as well. The movie tubers. There are people who are, just part of a cabal, part of a group of friends who we all talk movies and a lot of us review movies and stuff like that. The entire week, they all came back from seeing Furiosa and saying, "Oh man, that movie was amazing. That movie was awesome. 5 stars, 4 stars. Oh, it's the granddaddy of them all, right?" And here I am saying, "Did y'all see the same movie as me?" No, they didn't. My old behind decided that the parts of the movie that I saw were enough to render an opinion about it, which is just foolish. I saw it again and I have some very different feelings about it. So I was wrong about Furiosa. Furiosa is amazing. It is freaking awesome. Furiosa, a Mad Max story, is to Mad Max Fury Road what Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is to Star Wars A New Hope. It makes the movie that comes after it so much better. Mad Max Fury Road was already great. I actually took out the time today to go watch Fury Road before going out to see Furiosa for the second time, just so I could be even more like ingrained in that world. And man, I gotta tell you, my experience with this movie was thankfully much different from the beginning. Just telling the story of Furiosa, how she gets taken from the promised land that she started in, all the way to her becoming the badass that we know in Fury Road was phenomenal. And I want to point out some key, very key, great performances in this movie. And before we get into that, I'd love for you guys to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you can get more reviews from me. And also check out that join button for the new channel memberships that I have that will give you exclusive content, including stickers, memes, behind the scenes, and everything in between. I did not mean to rhyme all that, but you came to my channel. You came to hear me rap. No, you didn't. Starting with Anya Taylor-Joy, our lead actress. She is great in this role. Anya Taylor-Joy isn't nearly as stout as Charlize Theron, so I was really interested in seeing how they would make her become this much bigger character. And they never actually get to the point where she becomes as big physically as her. And that's because there's still some time, a little bit of years between the end of this film and the beginning of Mad Max Fury Road. So it makes a lot of sense. Very few words of dialogue, and all of her acting is through her actions. It's the look in her eyes, the way that she moves, the quietness in a lot of points of this film that gives her character the gravitas that she actually has. Her performance is really helped in a lot of ways by, of course, the stunt women who makes the character as badass as she is. But her physical acting in this film, it makes me believe that she can be an action star. Also, I want to get to and also I want to get to Chris Hemsworth. Whether it's regular Dementus, Red Dementus, the Great Dementus, Dark Dementus, all of his Dementuses are freaking awesome. He's so charismatic in this role, very funny in this role as well. His character is a badass, but he's also a flawed badass. Like, he's evil. He is the bad guy, but at the same time, he has some moments where he gets punked. He has some moments where he gets fooled, but he also does the fooling and the punking in a lot of different parts of this movie. It's something about Chris Hemsworth using this voice that he comes up with this character that makes it more iconic. It's a really awesome performance portrayal by him. And besides the acting performances, you have the George Miller special. You have great aesthetics. You're in a land full of sand, so you have to make it interesting. And that's what I thought that George Miller did greatly in Fury Road. And in Furiosa, he does just as well as the job. Although I will say, there are some parts where the visual effects or the CGI does look like stop motion animation at times, where a character is moving and they're kind of like, it's weird. It's like the frames they're not smooth, right? But it wasn't nearly enough to ruin the experience for me. I still had a great time watching this movie. There's one awesome war rig sequence where Anya Taylor-Joy's character and a mentor that she finds along the way are being attacked all day long. It feels like this sequence took like 15 minutes. It was engaging throughout. Another thing I like about this film is how we go and explore and expand upon some of those things that we heard about or saw in Fury Road, right? So when you watch Fury Road, they'll mention the Bullet Farm, they'll mention Gastown. In this movie, we get to explore both of those locations, and they do a really good job at creating awesome action set pieces around these two locations. We also get the pleasure of seeing Immortan Joe a little earlier in his life, as well as his sons, and the nipple guy with the nipple ring who just he likes to rub on his nipple, his little nipple ring. That weird guy with the Bigfoot nipple ring guy, like you get to see him as well. Those are some of the connective tissue that I thought really made this movie a strong experience, especially if you're going to watch Fury Road and then watch Furiosa. Honestly, going forward, if I want to do like a binge of this series, I'll probably watch Furiosa first and then watch Mad Max Fury Road because they lead right into each other. There's a little bit of time gap, as I mentioned before, but they do lead right into each other and they make for great complementary pieces. This is a great prequel. It's a great movie in and of itself. And now I give you a score. So how many sparks am I going to give Furiosa, a Mad Max saga? I'm going to give this movie 4 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed this film from start to finish. When I saw it for real this time, instead of being in and out of consciousness for it and then determining, oh, I didn't like this film, I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I don't always agree with my friends, but I really do trust these people and their opinion. So when they all say, Kenny, this movie was great, and I say, I missed the first 10 minutes of it and was losing consciousness through most of it. And it was a 45-minute drive to the theater, which I was already tired. And it was a 45-minute drive home, and I was still tired. And it was just like, man, have a good time. I did have a good time today. Let me know in the comments what you think of the movie, and I'll talk to you guys next time.